Okay, aloha. Give me a second. I'm trying to get in here. Hold on. Nope. Okay. Okay. Aloha. Welcome to all of my new subscribers. Welcome back to any of my continued subscribers. Thank you for being here. Today we are going to talk about the full moon, this full pink moon, which is actually occurring in the sign of Libra. So first, let's talk a little bit about what the full moon means, right? Full moons are all about culmination points, right? So it's about really coming to grips and starting new, coming to grips with things that needed to end, and beginning to focus like where we're going from this, what we've learned, and what we're doing to move forward. So this full moon is really interesting, guys, because it's happening in the sign of Libra. But also I want to talk a little bit about this crazy conjunction of Neptune and Jupiter that just happened on the 12th. I've had so many people talking to me about this and asking what's going on, what is the energy, what's happening, right? And what's happening, guys, is when Neptune and Jupiter conjunct, okay, this is like, hasn't happened since like the mid 1800s, right? This is like a once in a lifetime experience. And really what it is Neptune is like this interesting, like, transformation. It's transformation, but it's also ruled by the sign of Pisces. And so since this happened in the sign of Pisces, we're experiencing this very ethereal, like, spiritual tune in. So if we haven't done our shadow work, if we haven't done our spiritual work, our soul's work, then we are probably feeling it a lot. Okay. And Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. So it's actually ruling, it's a planet of expansion. So we basically have this expansion in this very ethereal state of Pisces, and so it's putting us in this space of what is going on? What am I supposed to be doing? A lot of people were experiencing really intense shifting happening for this transit, right? You may have noticed like a lot of things coming back into play that you thought you had already moved past, you thought you had already healed. And these things are basically rearing their ugly little selves back up. And this has to do with different things that we haven't healed. It has to do with people, the empath, different types of personality disorders, different types of things that we thought we had already healed or moved past from. Our spiritual being is basically telling us, hi, no, you didn't. It's basically challenging us to go ahead and be like, did we actually heal from this? Did we actually move through this? Or is it something that we're still being challenged on, right? That didn't do their work. Not supposed to be talking about other people. It cut me off for a minute. Didn't do their work. And so it was projecting upon me. And I realized, even though, you can love some people, sometimes things will return to challenge you. And that's essentially what's going on. Are you doing what's best for yourself? Are you following your soul's purpose, your soul's path? Are you moving forward through this? And so a lot of people have been actually feeling this manifest. What we don't deal with on the spiritual plane will manifest in our physical body, especially traumas and other things like this. It will manifest in physical form. And that's precisely what a lot of other people have been experiencing. especially a lot of issues with your back. A lot of people with their neck and also with the lower back. I was put down for nearly 3 days, couldn't walk or sit. And when I had several healers. I had several different sessions with healers, and then finally went to a traditional Balinese healer. And he basically told me, you're carrying the weight of other people's energy that is not yours. So it's like you have a broken back. You can't stand up straight. You can't sit. You can't do these things. So the most important thing right now, especially because regardless where the moon is and where the transit is, we're in the sign of Aries. Aries is the first top dead center of the zodiac. Aries is really focused on self, on ego, but not in an egotistical way, right? It's about healthy self ego. So you will find a lot of, currently you will find a lot of challenges to your ego, a lot of people that don't have their ego in tune or in control, kind of rearing their head as well, coming back in and challenging. If you have control, I guess control is the wrong word. If you have a grip on your ego, right? Because what you'll notice right now is a lot of control struggles. Okay, so this can happen in all kinds of all types of relationships, interpersonal relationships, our relationships to devices, to foods, to TV, everything, right? Every type of relationship that you have, you're going to be noticing this, that our relationships are being challenged at this moment. What is our relationship to things? Is it healthy? Are we trying to control things? Because the only thing we can really have control over is how we feel, how we respond, right? And there's a huge difference right now between responding to something and reacting to something. Reacting is acting out of action, without thought. Responding is taking a moment, taking thought, taking very careful, intentional thought before responding. It's thinking something through instead of reacting. And so this is super important right now, you guys. I've had so many people call me in the past week, and this is number one thing. So stop carrying the weight or the energy of other people's things, because it will manifest in physical form. You don't want to carry it on your back. You don't want it weighing you down. A lot of other people have been feeling really heavy breathing, heaviness, and this is all from carrying things or holding on to things that do not belong to us, right? So it's super imperative right now, guys, that we only take on what is ours. So let's talk about the full moon in Libra. The full moon in Libra. So Libra is all about us finding balance, right? Also, Libra is the ruler of Venus. Venus is conjunct with the moon. So what does this mean? It means all of our personal relationships, especially our interpersonal relationships, are being brought to light right now, right? When the full moon happens, basically, it's bright. It illuminates everything that was in the darkness. When we have a new moon, everything is in the dark. When we have a full moon, everything is coming to light. Everything that was in the shadows, everything that was hidden is now able for us to see, right? The moon, when it's full, is illuminating all of the secrets, all of the things. And that's what's happening, is anything that we haven't dealt with, anything that someone was hiding, whether it's a personality trait, personality disorder, anything like that, anything people are hiding, even if it's from ourselves. Sometimes we hide things from ourselves. Sometimes we hide the honesty or the truth to ourselves about how we feel, about how other people or other things make us feel. And we hide that from ourselves. We continue to pretend like it doesn't exist or it's not bothering us. And basically what this transit is doing right now is forcefully bringing to our attention this energy, hi, do you want this to continue, or do you want to recognize it and fix it and move forward? What is your intention? What is What is your ultimate outcome? And that's really what it all boils down to right now, you guys. So with full moons, it's good to do writing prompts, journaling, things like this. It's also good. The full moon is a great time to release. So anything that you haven't been honest with yourself, like especially your relationships to things or people, extra especially people, all your interpersonal relationships. Write how you feel. Look at that, 11:11. Write how you feel, right? Write how the way that people make you feel that feels good. Also write down the way that people make you feel that doesn't feel good, that what you don't want to feel anymore. Write this down. Write it down in a journal. Do the full moon ritual. You know, sit, ask, burn it. It's so important, you guys. It's such a powerful thing to use this physical, use this mode of physicality to kind of clear out, right? So this whole Aries, this whole transit right now is about what are we stopping? What are we actually putting into action? How are our boundaries, right? Are we creating good, healthy boundaries for ourselves? Are we removing unhealthy relationships to things and to people? Are we creating good boundaries? Or are we having so much boundaries that we're actually blocking ourselves from receiving the things that we need to do? Remember, Libra is all about seeing both sides of the coin, both perspectives. So don't always just think it's one-sided, because it's definitely not. And Libra is basically challenging us to come to grips with this. So with that being said, guys, what else is happening? Channeling astrologically. The Pluto is squaring or conjunct to the sun. So the sun is representatory of ourself, again, of our ego, of our being, how we see ourselves, how we view ourselves, the light in which we hold ourselves. What kind of light? How are we holding ourselves? You know, how do we view ourselves? Is it healthy? Is it this? Is it that? What's happening? You know, and that's what's really important right now. How we view ourselves, what we're doing to create what we want, right? You can manifest all you want, but if you don't take action, Aries is all about putting these ideas into action and taking action. So Pluto is all about this intense transitional phase, this really disruptive transition. So are you using this energy to your advantage? Are you shifting or disrupting things that no longer feel good and moving yourself into a better form, to things that do feel good, to places, to people that do feel good? Because you're going to be challenged a lot right now. Okay. They're going to be challenged a lot right now with how your relationships are. Okay. So make sure you know exactly how you would like your relationships to be and call that in, command that in, right? So I'm going to do something before we start the cards. I'm going to start the cards real quick here, but my lovely friend, Julia, hello if you're watching, gave me these laurel leaves, bay leaf, yeah? Bay leaf is really good for calling in the psychic energy. It's really good for calling in things, for helping with manifest. If you want to manifest more abundance, this is a really good thing to use the laurel leaf on the new moon. But if you'd like to call in some other things for manifestation, like better relationships, things like this is a great way to do it. Of course, it's a dried leaf because you're going to want to burn it, just like the paper if you write something. You know, maybe you're going to write like healthy boundaries, healthy relationships. Healthy relationships and boundaries. And you basically just write it. Whatever it is that you want, if you're looking for, calling in what your soul's purpose is, if you're calling in a new lover, if you're calling in whatever it is. Like I said, you can write abundance for sure, but I do happen to know that this particular ritual works best for abundance, for manifesting abundance on new moon. So what else is something that you want to manifest? What else is something that you want to shift? And you go ahead and you write it. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's probably backwards. Healthy boundaries and relationships. And you write it down onto the laurel leaf, onto the bay leaf. Business, maybe business growth. And you write it all down, and then you go ahead and you ask, you say, universe, source, creator, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, I'm asking you for this, hold it in your hand and ask. Really feel into what you put in, and really, you have to believe, like anything, just like the Balinese healer. People that don't believe, he doesn't heal. I went from not being able to sit, stand, walk, or bend to being able to walk, bend over, sit, have so much energy. So really believe what you're writing, what you're manifesting, what you're calling in, right? That you're changing this, you're switching it, you're putting it in, and say thank you, please, and thank you, and so it is. And then burn it. And with this, always, light it and then let it go out. Let it kind of smolder, and then I have this cool little thing here, and let it burn. And you'll find the same thing will happen when you're writing releasing things, anything you want to release, anything you want to forgive any people for, anything for, write it down. These are so amazing for new moon rituals. Make sure you focus it on any type of relationships or things that you have, because that is really, this Libra full moon is really what this is. And this is a super moon. And when we go into the new moon, we'll be moving into Taurus. So we're going from balancing out our ego, our physicality, to what our needs are, what our physical needs are, right? Aries is a fire sign, so it's all about action. Are we taking action towards what we want? Are we acknowledging the action towards what we want? Libra is about the thought. Have we thought about what we want? Are we clear on what we want? Because this is so important. Be clear, because you can only receive what you put an order in for, yeah? I've changed a lot of my relationships dietarily, especially not just with people. So you'll find different things. Figure it out and go in with it, Okay, guys, I'm going to start the card reading portion. And I've already shuffled and cleansed all the cards. So we're going to start by asking what deity is here to protect us. Lord Shiva. Awesome. Lord Shiva is all about transcendence. Rise up, honor your inner force. Steps are being given. Dance with the universe. So we're transcending. We're transcending past our old thought patterns, old ways of being, old people, old things. We're really moving forward past this. We're transcending, right? Transcendence is basically almost like transmuting an energy. And that's what we're doing. And this is super beautiful, you guys. One more moment. My friend tells me I don't hold the cards long enough. So let's ask Okay. So as you know, I do live for every full moon. If you're a subscriber, yes, I do pull cards and do question and answers. Hey, Lynn and Amber. Just tell me what your question is. The more clear you are, the more direct you are with a question, the more direct the guides will be with receiving an answer. So let's say, what's your question? What's your question, loves? Yeah. Drop it here. I'm going to pull some cards for the collective, and we're going to see what the energy is, what we can expect for this full moon. Please and thank you. Okay, makes sense, you guys, because Libra is all about thoughts. You know, this air sign is all about thoughts. Whoa, it's jumping out. So now is a good time also because we're in Venus. A lot of you guys may be get out there, get out there, change things that switch it up, things that you maybe normally wouldn't do. You may be finding love, new partnerships, new relationships as far as work or other things are concerned. So make sure you really get out there and figure it out. The first card that comes out for the collective, the Wind Fairy, thoughts, words, intellectual analysis. So be very in tune about what you're talking about. Make sure you guys are not speaking on other people. If you follow my Instagram at all, you'll notice that I made this post, and it's really about how can we focus. We can't focus on ourselves. We can't heal ourselves. We can't do these things for ourselves if we're hyper focused on other people. The work is all about our interpersonal work. So don't focus on these people. If people make you upset, if people bring a weird energy to you, if they work you up or make you not feel good, just remove yourself from those people. Do not interact with it. Don't react. Interact. Don't respond by saying, my energy is my everything, and I'm here to protect that. That's what's most important to me. I'm here to heal myself. So thoughts, words, intellectual analysis. Make sure you think about what you say before you say it, because words are spells. That's why it's called spelling. So what we put out there, we're really projecting. The Spider, creative projects. Now it's a really good time, you guys, to find a balance, because Libra obviously is all about balance. Now is a really good time to find a balance between not just working, right? Because we're in the sign of Aries. We want to do all this physicality things, right? And because we're in Venus, we want to feel all these things as love. Make sure you find the balance in being creative, in feeling love, in doing the work. That's all about what it is, the supermoon. And you guys are going to feel the energy. You probably have been feeling it all this week, and you'll be feeling it all through the next week. There is expanding from a week before and a week after the full moon. And this is a supermoon, so it will appear to be full, be more in a full state for almost 3 days. So interesting. The cow, nourishment, abundance, asking and receiving. So like I was saying before, we can only receive what we are requesting. If you go to a restaurant, I know I say this a lot. If you go to a restaurant and you sit down and you expect an order, you see everybody getting their food and you're not getting your food. It's because, did you place your order? The universe, your guides are here at your request. Call them in, call it in before you go to sleep. Can you show me? Can you give me clarity? And put your request in your order. Again, the same with when I pull cards for you. The more direct you are about the question, the more direct they are going to be with the answer. And that's just how it works. Anytime you want, you can call in. Everybody has guides that are there for us. And so it's a constant back and forth that we play. If we want help, say, I'm calling in help. Like, please send me a sign. Ask for a sign. Ask for somebody that's going to bring in a clarity or a guidance for you. But yeah, you can only receive if you ask, you know. I mean, normally it's about giving and receiving, but now it's about giving yourself, like having this healthy sense of ego, of self, and giving yourself what you need, you know, physically and spiritually. So let's see. Messages for the collective. Okay, I see you, Amber. Give me just a minute. Just some cards. Okay, so a lot of you guys. Okay, interesting. So a lot of you guys will be, a lot of you guys have been thinking about things that have happened in the past. A lot of people have been experiencing some type of regret or remorse. This is the Five of Cups that came up first. Some type of regret or remorse towards something. And remember, this could be predictive for the collective, you know? So a lot of you guys may be thinking about decisions, about relationships we have with things, with people, you know, with money, with whatever it is. And maybe be finding some type of remorse or regret if you do what's best for you. But I can tell you right now, if you do what's best for you, you will not be regretting anything, because this is really what your soul is prompting you to do. And this is definitely regarding our unions, our interpersonal relationships. This is the Four of Wands. For some of you, this could be people that you are married with, that you want to be married with. This could also have to do with different types of partnerships, business partnerships, friendships. You know, mine had to do with somebody I was living with that I was supposed to go into business to. You know, do not feel remorse or regret towards it, because with everything, there is a beginning and an ending of a cycle. And know that when enough is enough, enough is enough. Know that when it's come to the culmination point, just like the full moon, that the key is allowing it to end so a new cycle can begin. Do not hold on to treat you, maybe whatever, if it has to do with work, if it has to do with your partner, whatever it is. But the truth is, in the end of the day, it will come back around. Everything is karmatic. So you can avoid dealing with the situation all you want, but it will return in another person, in another form, in another situation. So make sure you deal with it. Okay. Now you will probably, to the collective, there will be people that are probably going to act as if you did something to them. You know, they're going to make you feel like you stabbed them in the back, you did all this stuff. You know, if you look at this, it's interesting. The Good Tarot wanted to come out. She is literally blowing it to the wind. You know, let it just kind of flow away. You know, don't allow other people's negative energies or their unhappiness with self to drain or pull your energy. This is number one. Do not allow this. Literally let it blow away. Let it move with the wind. See her physically blowing it away. Instead of coming at her, she's just like, be gone. Okay? Ground out in what you need to. Do what is best for you. The Queen of Earth is all about, this is a earth card energy. This is all about stability. What is best for your stability? What is best for your investment in self? What is best for your evolution of self? You see this butterfly on her shoulder? Find that. See how she has a very clear focus and vision? Find that. Focus in on that. Stay focused in on your evolutionary process and how you can be grounded, how you can do what you need. Don't always take on what everybody else needs or expects of you. And people will put you on a defensive note, okay? But know that, believe and trust in your evolution. Believe and trust in your intuition, that what you're doing and what you're called to do is what is meant to be happening for you, right? And only you know what is best for you, ultimately speaking. So yeah, for the collective, you guys will have some interesting shifts. It's super beautiful. I'm going to pull, wants me to pull one of these. Please and thank you. Messages for the collective. Manage to be glad. Create your own happiness regardless of conditions. So you guys will notice a lot of challenges, and that's what Libra is all about. It's finding the balance in between all of the challenges. Manage to be glad. Create your own happiness regardless of conditions. So regardless how bad the shit might stink, turn it into rainbows, you guys. Turn it into rainbows. Manifest something better. Do not let people challenge you. Do not be defensive if people are coming at you. Just let them be who they're going to be. You be who you're going to be, and that will be beautiful. Let's see. Amber, I want to ground down in finding my purpose. Chapter 2, I feel stuck. Career-wise, and it has to be all about my creative side. So not a direct question, I suppose. Okay. Constantly asking my guides. Only thing I can come up with is I'm right where I need to be, and I'm frustrated that it's not happening soon enough. Well, Amber, my dear, divine timing is at play. So if you didn't catch the beginning of this, I was talking about how the only thing we can control is how we choose to respond to things. So if you don't find things moving forward, if you don't find things showing up for you, no matter how much you're asking for them, the reality is because you're creating an expectation for it, or there's something else that they've shown you that you're actively possibly ignoring. So if there's something that you need to change, which is probably what's going on, if there's something that you need to change, then you have to listen to that. You can't just keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, because your guides will respond to you. If they keep telling you where you're supposed to be, then that means you haven't processed through whatever lesson you're supposed to be learning from your position and where you're sitting. Let's pull some cards for you. Let's see. So let's ask. Well, some of these cards might have been for you. Okay. Amber, yeah. So you've been feeling a little lost. You've been feeling a bit of remorse, Amber. Again, the 5 of Cups came up. This is twice. So this card must be for you because I was pulling these cards when you were typing. So the 5 of Cups is really thinking about all the choices that we have made. Have we made the right choice? Have we not made the right choice? What are we doing? And 5 is all about the number of change. So what's really important right now is something has to change in order to move forward from this stuck point. Okay? Stop focusing on everything that's already happened. Stop focusing on all of this, the choices or the things that you've lost or the things that you've done, whether it's time, people, money, whatever it is. Stop focusing on that, right? Because the 5 of Cups is really about this woman who is so focused on all these cups spilling out what's happened. It's like a regret or remorse of the past. Then we have the 8 of Pentacles. So the 8 of Pentacles is all about abundance. But if you'll notice, the abundance comes from the work. So the 5 of Pentacles isn't just about, the 8 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. So there's something that you've abandoned, or there's somebody that's abandoned you, or this is something that's happening, because this is a 5 of Cups. I'm saying 5 of Pentacles, not 8 of Pentacles. And 5 of Pentacles is all about abandonment, abandoning something, somebody, abandoning someone. So the 8 of Pentacles is really about, being the student, really learning, diving deeper into your studies, getting deeper into your knowledge. Okay. And this is something you've been working on for some time. Absolutely, for some time. The light, the abundance, the answers come from the work that you're doing. And I don't mean like what your career is supposed to be. This is basically like not physical work. It's like spiritual work, right? It's like the studying. It's like the growth work. If you see, she has, I don't know if you can really see. If you see, she has, the sage, the candles, the books, the feathers, the crystals. She's having all of this stuff. And she's really doing the inner work. When you've done all the inner work, then the outer work presents itself. And when you do this, when you do more of the inner work, what's really going to come to you is what your passion is. What are you really passionate about? And sometimes things change, right? Sometimes we get into careers or we do something. You see how she's holding this, she's controlling it. She has the wand. The wand is like, I'm taking this thought and I'm manifesting it into reality. Like it's actually happening. It's actually coming into reality. So our passions are not always the same. Sometimes they change. The energy transmutes. It doesn't remain the same throughout our entire lifetime. So to answer your question a little bit more fully, maybe your question on what your career should be is the wrong question. Maybe ask, find what you're most passionate about. What do you do when you're creative? What are the creative things that you enjoy? And start to see, whether it's painting or writing, and basically take the time, put in the time and the energy a little bit towards each one of the things that you like doing creatively, and sit down and say, is this in my path? Is this in my path? Maybe, do a little bit of trial and error, Oh, wow. Okay, all these cards are jumping out. What I see is, Amber, you want to start a new path. And you've been looking to start this new path. This may include moving or traveling somewhere. Okay? But this is something you've been thinking about for a while. You may need to kind of go somewhere. You may need to travel somewhere. You may need to go somewhere different to get out of your space in order for the ignition of your path, your creative, your new career, or whatever it is, your new pathway to present itself. I think you've been staying in for a very long time, the Hermit. That's the card of Virgo. I think you've been staying in for a long time. You've been doing the inner work. You're finding the light within, but there's still something missing there. You're still seeking. Now, if you look, the internal light is glowing good, so you don't need the lantern over here. But this other light that you're looking to find your path is still on this other path. So you may be being called to go somewhere. And this could be a long journey. The Knight of Pentacles. He is the slowest moving knight, but he is a steadfast knight. So this is somebody that is, so you're actually putting in the work, and it is going to come. The answers are going to come to you, Amber. The thing is you have to be patient. But I think you also, with this card, I really feel there's somewhere you need to go. And it may be somewhere you've been before. You may be returning to somewhere you've been. It may also be going somewhere new, just to find yourself. Because as we grow, as we transition into new beings, as we spiritually evolve and advance, so too does ourselves. And when we are in the same place, constantly doing the same things, it's very hard for us to find our new purpose, to find how we change things, because we get into the routine with people, with jobs, with places. So the best thing I can suggest to you is consider taking a trip. Consider where somewhere you've always wanted to go. Maybe now's a great time to go explore that. And what's going to happen is you're going to get more in touch with yourself, and it's going to become very clear to you what exactly you're meant to be doing. For me, it's the same thing. I came all the way around the world, and I went all the way around the world reading cards, carrying it along the way. And then I came to Bali thinking I'm supposed to be doing fashion, and really I'm supposed to be doing healing work and channeling work. And yeah, for sure, I'm supposed to be doing fashion, but the reason why I came here and the reason why I stay here are two completely different things. And I fought it for a while. For like a year and a half, I fought it. And yeah, now I just accept it and say, okay, you know what? I cannot be in control. Ultimately, our higher beings are in control of our destiny. We've already kind of paved the path for ourselves. So the more we get in alignment, the more we follow all the signs that we're given and that we receive, the better it will be for us. To the sea. Yeah, you're supposed to go somewhere. You're supposed to go somewhere. I'm the Bali. A very beautiful healing place. Exchanging gifts. So this could be a gift for yourself. This could be a gift that someone else gives to you. It could also just be a gift that you're giving yourself. And in order for you to be fair to yourself and to really get the answers you need, and this doesn't just go for her, the guides are telling me it's really, when people ask questions, it's really questions for the collective in general. Yeah, to be fair, there's something that you have to step away from. It's time to take a rest from something, from someone, from some place. It's brought a lot of strain on you. And it's time to take a rest from that. It's time to mend and repair yourself and different things. I really feel this mending and repairing, it has to do with your soul, your internal being, your spiritual being. And yeah, you really need to mend that. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing is preventing you from being able to do that. Yeah. Unfinished Symphony. You have something. Maybe you're musically inclined. I don't know. Also, Unfinished Symphony just has to do about something that we started that we haven't continued because someone said we weren't good enough at it, or we couldn't do it, or we didn't have enough time or energy to put into it. So maybe there's something that you gave up on a while back that really is calling you back in. But until you kind of remove yourself from a place, from people, from certain situations, the answers aren't probably going to come to you. You could be in a block, physically, spiritually, where you're at. So I'm going to hop off, you guys. All the information, if you want to schedule a personal let's see, Lindsay, will I be able to heal from trauma, and what is the best way to start? Okay. Let me answer this because I think that a lot of people are experiencing this right now. The answer is always yes, we can heal from trauma. Again, the best way to start is to understand and to recognize what and where the trauma is coming from. I work with a lot of trauma healing with people. You may be a little defensive, Lindsay. You may be a little defensive to the things that cause you trauma. And it could be people. It could be just being a little defensive to opening up about the trauma that you've experienced. Yeah, it's a bit emotional for you, you know. In order for you to really begin to tune in, you have to tune more into your emotions. Stop being so, they're telling you, stop being so physically grounded. Stop being so physically grounded. Tune more into your intuition, your emotional state. You know, the Queen of Cups is all about how we can see and be in tune with our emotions. So you could be being defensive to open up to your emotions. And that's really how we heal trauma, is when we admit or share things that we've never shared before, or just kind of talk through them, even writing them out, writing a story. Um, And for you, Lindsay, you may feel like you might have missed the opportunity, maybe to speak to somebody, maybe to heal from something. Um, but it's by choice. The opportunity isn't missed. Okay. It's still being offered. This love, this healing is still being offered to you. You just have to ground out and take action towards it a little bit, you know? And that's really what it boils down to. Again, we have the Queen of Pentacles here. This is twice with the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Earth. This is Taurus energy, actually. And this is all about, you know, nourishment, grounding, you're creating like a safe space. You may feel that because you've done this in life, you may have missed your opportunity to be able to heal yourself, to be able to work through your traumas. But the truth is, it's not. And just because this is the role that you're playing currently doesn't mean that you've missed out on this. It just means it's time for you to take more time to go into your emotions and not be defensive about opening up and sharing your emotions. It's super important. Pull one more for change here. Please and thank you. Okay, two more. So just know also, everything what you have given, you're open to be able to receive. There is a balance. Look at this little Libra scale. And now is probably the most opportune time for you to be receiving that, for you to actually be working through it, to do the work, to heal. Don't think that everything else is so important that you don't have time to do what's important for yourself. And that's really about what this transit is about right now to everybody. Like I said, these questions aren't just for these specific people, they're for the collective in general. These are questions that are floating in the collective. You can get back what you've given. You know, maybe you don't feel like, maybe you've always felt like you've had to give too much to everybody else. So there was never any space for yourself. Okay. Have strength. Have strength. Calm these fears. Calm this call, because there is a new start. There is a new offering of love, of peace, of contentment, of healing, right? The cups are representing our soul, our emotion, our spiritual being. And this is starting anew. That's so beautiful. Oh my God. Let me pull like two cards from here for you, Lindsay. Actually, one here. Here. Okay. All in a golden afternoon. Inspiration, creative spark, imagination, conception. I think also what this is saying is, Lindsay, you're going to find more connectivity to your soul, to healing your traumas, when you actually are not being so taking care of everybody else, but also sinking into things that are creative, that bring you happiness. How we open up with ourselves and with our emotions is really comes from finding the things that we're passionate about, finding these things that create a spark within ourselves, that open this flow, right? Like water is constantly flowing. And if we create a dam, then the water doesn't have anywhere to flow. We create a block. So as much as this transit and being in Aries and this Libra is about creating boundaries from people and from things, it's also about not creating walls that are so high, not blocking, not creating boundaries that are allowing things to flow in. We have to allow for the fluidity to come in. We have to allow, be open to receiving, be open to healing, and say this or pray on it, each morning or each night. I'm grateful for all the information I'm learning. I'm grateful for this healing process. I'm grateful for this healing journey. Express your gratitude in order to receive. And then before you go to sleep, ask, what, help me to receive what's going to bring this healing in. Help me to be able to work through this. And you can call it in. You can command it. Remember, words are spells. So asking for things and commanding things is super important. Super important. Same for you, Amber. Like, write down all the things that bring you frustration. Say, I don't want to be frustrated about this anymore. I'm ready to receive my calling. Yes, we are where we're supposed to be. However, we're only where we're supposed to be until we have fulfilled that lesson, until we have moved forward from what we were supposed to learn from it. When we have learned, when we have processed, then the next step is ready. So if they're not presenting the next step, it's because there's a step that we have missed, that we're blocking from the next thing coming in. So the signs and signals and things that you see, read more into that and figure out what it means. Figure out what they're trying to tell you. Because I truly believe they are trying to tell you something else is what they're telling me. Trying to tell you. They're trying to tell you. They're trying to tell you. Most importantly, now is a time for very healthy ego. So everybody, make sure you work on yourself. Okay? Not being egotistical. You will find a lot of people that are controlling or that are having ego issues, that are having battles with you, with themselves. Don't be this. Have a healthy sense of ego. How can I do this? Hello, Melissa. Do you have a question before I tune out? Yeah, it's so important to healthy sense of ego, not unhealthy, because it can go either way. And remember that because we're in the middle in this full moon in Libra, it's really easy to get lost in this. Yes. Melissa, what's your question? Let me pull a card for you before I hop off. Yeah. And that's the thing, is we can only heal self when we focus more on self, girls. Like it's so important. It's so important to give energy to this. And so what happens is sometimes we're not focused on what we need to be focused, because we're focused on all the things that we need to do. We're focused on the money that has to come in. We're focused on the people that it might affect if we do what's best for us. Like me leaving the space, I'm like, oh man, am I going to lose this friendship? It's like, if your friends are your friends, that's why I put the post up. Those who, what it is, anybody who wants to be supportive of you and your journey will be. And you're going to see right now the people and the things that are no longer supporting us. And we have to just be in this space of, this is no longer serving me, and be okay with letting things go, letting it go. Melissa, you want to know if you'll meet someone to date this year? It's not boring. It's okay. Nothing's boring. Questions are questions. Okay. Let's see. Melissa. I'm going to use this deck. Messages for Melissa. Will Melissa meet someone to date this year? So, For a while, you haven't been with somebody, correct, Melissa? You've been waiting for a while. The time has been going. But there is a change in the wind. That is dope. And yeah, there will be a yang energy entering. That's beautiful. Yeah, I think it will happen soon because TikTok is all about timing. It's all about the timing coming in very soon. Change in the wind. Yes. Okay. Things are changing. There will be more of a connectivity. I see a lot of air energy. So I don't know if you're an air sign, if there's an air sign coming in, if there's somewhere you could be going to or planning to go to, that you'll meet this person. But yang energy, this is the masculine energy. There will be a new start or a new beginning with this masculine energy, I think is what you're calling in. I mean, I hope. You're an Aquarius sun, of course. So you've been thinking about it for some time, and it's calling in for sure. For sure. I'm feeling there's a lot of 3 here. So this could be 3 weeks, 3 months. Let's see, what month are we in? April 4th. So I think by the 8th month, you're going to receive a message. You're going to get messages pretty quickly. I think by August, I'm hearing August, September. You could potentially meet somebody or receive a message before that, but August or September. I think you're also going to be receiving a message that is going to be about a change in work, a change in job, a change in moving, something like this. A change in fortune. The wheel of fortune is like the wheel of fate. So something ending and then something beginning. So when this happens, don't feel like defeated, okay? When you're presented with this change, when you're presented with this message or something that comes in, do not feel defeated. Know that something is switching and something is changing because it's calling in that which you're actually manifesting. You know, this partnership, this different, maybe you're not currently, maybe you think you're currently in a good space, but maybe you're not in the right place. Maybe you're not in the right job or the right situation. And this will change. Yeah. So between August and October, September, I guess. Yeah. 8, 9, 10. You're going to receive a message. You're probably going to meet this person. You could potentially meet this person in 3 months. This person could potentially be from a different place. And you could be thinking about how you're going to have a relationship with them, how it can work out. And then you might be offered something, another job, another position, another place, or this person might actually offer you to go to another place. And be open to it. Be open to the movement. Okay. This is also the card of Cancer. So you could potentially be meeting this person, like I said, in 3 months in July. But this will be your actual wish fulfillment. Beautiful. Yeah, so you will definitely meet somebody. Melissa, tune back in, drop back in, and let me know what's going on around between July and September. I want to know about the people that you're meeting, what's coming into your life, and what crazy transitional life shifts you're having. Please, please, please. Yeah, because this is full manifestation. This is going to come together for a celebration. You're going to finally be able to get what you give, which is whatever your ideal partnership or whatever it is that you're looking for is That's what it is. You're going to bring in passion, and that's super amazing, super beautiful. Yay. Yeah, definitely tune back in. Let us know what happens. I love to hear people's stories. It's so beautiful, you know. Anyways, guys, as always, I appreciate all your love, your continued support. Like, subscribe, share with other people. The video will be available to watch later. So if someone else needs to watch, remember I talked about all the transits and everything and how we can really tune in with this energy right now and use it to our advantage. Remember to see things from both viewpoints with this Libra full moon. Remember to remain balanced and to see both points of view. But remember, don't stay blocked, but create very healthy boundaries and remove things that are no longer serving us. As always, this is really important for full moons. Write down anything that, even if there's people that you don't want to talk to, that you want to say fuck off to, or you want to forgive, or whatever it is, write it down, burn it, and really enjoy this full moon and this holiday. You know, happy Easter, and anybody that celebrates Easter. I live in Southeast Asia, so we do things a little bit differently here. We celebrate the lunar cycles. So I will be doing temple celebration. As always, all the information's in the information box below if you want to schedule a personal or private reading. I love you guys all so much, and have a beautiful day or night wherever you are in the world. Ciao for now.